Hey guys, Jay here, and in this video today I want to talk about the Lazy Juggernaut, which is the character that you are seeing on the screen here. It is in POE1. I am preparing for the upcoming POE1 event, which is going to be in around 3 days or so. I think it's going to be a very fun event because we literally have 19 new classes that seems to be very broken, very unbalanced. That is why they're not in the game. So yeah, I'm very excited to try it. And anyway, I received quite a few questions from people who supported this channel from the very early stages, asking about this build specifically. This is literally at this point probably my signature build in PoE1. It is the Lazy Juggernaut, and the concept of the build is building around cast when stun. So I build a character that is very tanky. It can literally take almost every single hit in the game and survive. And will always just, as you can see, I am not taking damage, even though I am taking as many hits as possible. My health bar almost doesn't move. You can see it just move up and down very, very quickly. But I have insane mitigation. I take the hit and I try to modify the hit to always stun me. And when I stun, I cast a spell with cast when stun as a gem support. And so it is the build. It is a 0 button build with a 1 button press that you can use on single target. If I move my head away here, I have a button here. This is the penance mark. As a what the fuck is this trashed? As a 1 button that you press once on a boss, it will last forever. It literally does not have a duration. And then when the boss attacks us, it was or when we hit the boss, it will spawn a couple more minions. And those minions is going to hit us, and then it will trigger cast when stun. So this is literally a button you press once for single target on each target. So as you can see here, sometimes when I fight stronger enemies, my health just drops a little bit and then it shoot back up to full. So this is the concept of the build. So as in the event, we no longer have the actual Juggernaut. So this is going to be the main point of talking for this particular video. I am going to try and talk about what is the best class that we can use for recreating this character in the actual event. And let's actually get to the main point of this video, which is going to be this. So, long story, spoiler alert, there will be 2 classes. These 2. The first one is the Ancestral Commander. The second one is the Templar Puppeteer. So, Ancestral Commander, this is a Marauder. And we literally can recreate the one-to-one replica of the previous character as a Juggernaut into this character, except this character is going to be stronger. Why? Well, in the Juggernaut, one of the main, if not the main defensive perks of the Juggernaut is a lot of endurance charges. And we have even more on the Ancestral Commander. We have a whopping +3 instead of 1. 3 maximum endurance charges. Gaining endurance charges, there's a insane amount of way that you can very reliably generate endurance charges in the game for PoE1. So +3 is going to be insane. And for PoE2 folks who doesn't know PoE1, in PoE2 the charges doesn't give anything, but in PoE1 it gives a lot of stat. And for endurance charges, it gives physical mitigation and less elemental damage taken. 2 extremely powerful buff. And with this one, you have 12% less damage taken pretty much. Insane value. Anyway, the next point is quite crazy as well. Number 2, Ancestral Defiance. This is the Defiance of Destiny amulet, but on an ascendancy point. So you don't need to spend money on a tier 0 unique that is going to be extremely rare in the beginning of the league. Of the event, I mean. Let's call it a league. Fuck it. Whatever. So you don't need to spend money on a tier 0 unique, which can be very expensive just because it is very, very rare. I don't think there will be a lot of demand for the item because I suspect that the meta build is going to be the Surfcaster, the Speedy Rangers. There's a lot of very, very high speed, high clear speed classes in the event. And so I think the tankier style is not going to get a lot of traction. At least that is what I think. And so, yeah, we have to find Destiny for free. And if you want to, you can still use the Defiance of Destiny as well. It will add it on top of this. So maximum is 25% with quality, right? I don't remember exactly, but maybe that is the number. Let's just say it's 25%. If you add it to here, it is a 40% missing unreserved life before being hit by an enemy. If you use Petrified Blood without reserving your life, you almost recover all the way to the maximum life possible whenever you take a hit before you take that hit. It is insanely good. Just insanely good. So, yeah. Free Defiance Destiny feels very great. So we have insane mitigation and insane recovery already covered. Other than that, we also have Born Under Fire. This helped tremendously with dealing with physical damage. Nearby enemies convert 50% of their physical damage to fire. Well, less physical damage to worry about because resistances is way more consistent in negating damage than the armor in POE1 at least. So this is just very good. And it happened on the enemy as well. Anyway, the last point, I will probably take Toughened Skin. This allows me to be immune to any form of slow. Let me move my head around. Maybe I move to this corner. So action speed and movement speed cannot be modified to below base value, which means you cannot be slow by any means whatsoever. No freeze even, because freeze technically reduce your action speed to 0. You cannot be frozen. But I will need to see. I will need to test if this actually also removes stun. If it removes stun, maybe we'll need to take something else, and that something else might be one of the spirit here. I think there's some of the spirit here might be good for us, because I need to test this one out. I don't know exactly what this is. We'll need to see in the game to see what it is. Maybe it's already in the trial of the Ancestral League. But yeah, I'm too lazy to check at this point. Let's see what is the best last option. But 1, 2, 3 is already insane. In fact, matter of fact, 1, 2, these two is enough to just basically recreate the Lazy Juggernaut. So yeah, this is the first ascendancy. This one, I would say, right? I would say if you want to start out at this class, you probably will suffer a bit from the terms of like clear speed and early progression. Why? Because you literally have no damage. Literally. At least not in hindsight. I'm not sure if any of this is going to give like damage for clearing, but since all of them trigger from a unique enemy, if you read here, all conditional from unique enemy, I suspect it's not going to help with clearing. And if you want to, maybe you will need to go for 1, 2, and then 3, 4 or something. And then so you can have the strike skill. You can play as a melee character, but melee character is also, you know, gear dependent in terms of how fast it can clear. So we never know. But the strike things here can be very good. The strike additional enemy and from further away can be very good for like a Frostblade of Catabasis, for example. It can be very good for Lightning Strike. It can be very good. Those are very, very good meta skill. And then we can have the strike skill also target previous location when they were used. This is pretty insane for Lightning Strike. So maybe that is what we are going to go for if we want to start out with this build. Eventually, we will just respec into the actual AFK build. Anyway, this class contrast to the previous one is going to be very easy to start with because it is a build in a can pretty much. You have Graveyard Ship which allow you to raise zombie without a corpse, and zombies also count as a corpse. This is pretty insane. It also gives a bunch of movement speed. What is insane about this is you can trigger the zombie without any condition, and then you yourself can detonate those zombies because they are corpses. So you can scale the health of the zombie, and those zombies' health become corpses health, which scale the damage of detonate dead, of maybe a volatile death as well if you want to use that. So you have damage scaler in the form of zombies life, and you have +4 to level of all raised zombies gem, which is a lot of levels, which is a lot of life, which is a lot of damage. And then you also have a built-in damage mechanic. Your minions spread caustic round on death, dealing 30% of their maximum life as chaos damage per second. So if you take this point as well, if your minion die, it will spawn a caustic round which deals damage. You can also use the minion instability popcorn zombie to play this build, and in as a starter it is going to require basically no gear. What you need is like a scepter that is normally 1 chaos. Even if it's go really expensive, it will go to like 10-20 chaos. I don't think it will go, I would think it will go any further, but that's literally it. And you can play a very nice build. It can literally do everything. It will be one button, it will be relatively smooth, and you can just clear the game as the one button build. And then when you have enough currency, you can respec to the AFK build. The AFK build is not cheap. It is a at least mid-budget build, right? So you should not start out immediately as an AFK character. You can do Righteous Fire as well, now that I think about it. Anyway, the other stuff that we are going to take, the last point is going to be Hex Bearer. So 1 additional curse, very powerful. That's about it. And so that is going to be the 2 best ascendancy that I think is going to be good for the AFK build. This, by the way, you can scale the zombie live, and so that means you can just cast when stun, summon the zombie with cast when stun, because it is technically a spell. You can cast when stun the raised zombie, and then you can also have another cast when stun set up to detonate the zombies as well. Or you can let the zombies die themselves due to Infernal Legion, due to the scepter that degen them for 40% of their life per second. You can do those kind of thing, and it will kill the zombies. If you want to, you don't need to even go cast when stun. This is also a loop build in a camp, in the sense that you summon the zombies, the zombie dies, it can trigger the Hurtbound loop, which is a unique ring, which will deal damage to your character, and then that damage can trigger another cast when damage taken. And because the zombie, even though it is a spell that you cast, it deals damage as a minion, so it will not take the, and the damage as a minion doesn't care about the less damage multiplier to your character. So yeah, a bunch of, you know, different weird stuff going on there. But you can go, anyway, long story short, you can go cast when damage taken loop with this character as well. I think this is going to be pretty damn fun. So that is everything I want to share in this video. So let me know what you think, or let me know what build you are going to start with the upcoming event. I am debating between these 2 classes. Because yeah, I was very excited about the Surfcaster and a bunch of other things because they seem very fast, very OP. But come back to my root, I think I will take the Pox approach and be responsible for what I created, and I will get my first character to be AFK material. And so maybe I will create this one, Templar Puppeteer. Maybe I would just do the Ancestral Commander. Yeah, I will have the AFK character as my first character, and so if other people are looking for information, for guidance on creating that specific character, I'll be there. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. When we go back to POE1, a little bit of a ramble here. When we go back to POE1, probably the viewership for YouTube is going to drop because POE2 get way more attention than POE1, and I was doing POE2 for a while. So please like and subscribe if you care about POE1, because if the channel viewership and everything, the numbers drop too much, my wife is not going to allow me to do this anymore, and I need to do it. All right, so please. I'm not begging normally, but now I am. So anyway, please like and subscribe, please.